Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being here today for Fieldwork Fridays. We are excited to see everybody, and we encourage you in the chat box to put in your name and what college you're affiliated with or what group you're affiliated with, and just put a little hello in there. But we are thrilled for everybody to be here today. We've got a smaller group today, which is awesome because that's more opportunity for discussion and communication. So we really want to kind of highlight the fact that we have a smaller group on today, and it's a great time to talk. So please, at any time, feel free to unmute yourself or feel free to raise your participant hand, or any way that you'd like to communicate with us. We'd like to encourage that today. But with that, I'd like to introduce the leads of our group. We've got Megan from Long Beach City College, and we've got Shannon coming in from West Hills Lemoore to lead us through our Fieldwork Fridays today. So welcome, everybody. We are thrilled that you are here, and we hope everybody is doing well.
Yes, good morning. Happy Friday. I can go ahead and share our agenda. Today, we're introducing ourselves in the chat, and we can ask questions in the chat or raising our hand or calling out, no problem. We're going to give a quick update on the Canvas Commons Fieldwork project because we're working on that second revision to improve and expand what is available. And we have special guests to talk about some awesome regional workshop series. And we'll share some save the dates for those and some other events like an ACTEP conference, and have an open discussion so we can talk about what's working, what do we need regarding our education fieldwork classes. So again, good morning and thank you for coming.
Yes, we're excited to have you here. And again, this is a smaller group, which is wonderful. So if you have any questions along the way, please just shout them out to us. So what we are working on, again, we talked about this in the summer when we began our project for the Canvas Commons project. We created those 45-hour fieldwork opportunities for that Introduction to Education course. And so the next step would be to look at supporting the education courses that have the 10 to 15 hours in them. So we're in the process of creating a second module in that Commons course where we're going to be including more resources. And so we're going to split those up and organize them so that the education fieldwork 45-hour experience is different from the 10 to 15 hours, so that we're not duplicating and that we're ensuring that the best support possible. As we're continuing to update and find changes, we'll continue to build and grow from there. I also teach a critical thinking and education course. I have zero textbook cost for that, so lots of OER resources. I'll be putting in quite a few components of that. I'll be developing another module based on that information as well within that, because for some of our coursework, we don't always have just a textbook that's online. We use a lot of online resources as a whole, so I'll be making sure that I embed those along the way as well. So we're excited for that, and as we find out new things, get updates and changes, we'll be making sure that all of that information is there for you in that course. So thank you. We have two guest speakers here today, right? So Teach for the Bay is a workshop that's coming up very quickly. So Kathleen, would you like to speak on that for us? We're excited that you're here.
Do you want to go through the slides for me and click, or because you have them up, so that might be easier.
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, thank you to the LA region for developing the model. Leah's going to talk next, and I'm not going to take credit for this model. I stole a lot of it from LA. Although I have to say that the SF Bay has really come forward with 52 workshops. So we're busy. I see some folks on the call that are actually doing workshops in this. So all of us on the call, please invite students. It's SF region, but in the same way that some of our folks attended the first LA workshop and will probably attend the second LA workshop, there are many things that are appropriate for any future teacher, any current teacher, and anyone who wants to get into early childhood or K-12 or even community college teaching in California. So a lot of general workshops. This is the link, the list of people who it applies to. So students, career changers. We're really trying to target our community college students and future students. We want to just pack this pathway. We have 6 CSUs presenting and 1 private university. And I did thank the LA region for the model, so I'm fully being transparent here. Thank you to Lea, and she'll be up next. And we are supported through Strong Workforce Funds, our RJV, through our Bay Region Strong Workforce funding is supporting this regional joint venture through the end of this year. Next slide, please. Okay, so we have workshops. Here's a list: racial justice, STEM, obtaining a permit or credential, special ed, classroom strategies, lots of STEM. So we've got a math science teacher initiative out of San Francisco State that embedded 6 workshops on STEM for us. So really designed for folks further along, maybe in their journey. They're in a credential program. They've already decided they want to teach, or their current teachers. So encourage, please just help us get the word out. After school, extended learning, we have an apprenticeship workshop. And this is the link to register, and I put the website in the chat already. Maybe you can help me click these links. So register at, and this is our completed program. If you want to flip through just a couple pages, you can, thanks, just go, yeah, great.
Wow, moving. That's really impressive.
You go through the arrow. This is Lea, though. This is Ms. Martinez, who's going to talk to you next. She's amazing. This is all of our logos, and then you'll get a little further on, and then you see the actual workshop. So really, we've got something for everyone. There's a COVID workshop, how to get a CTE credential, just lots of stuff. So,
Kathleen, may I ask you a question about this? So, I see that it looks like 4 days, over a 4-day period.
5. It's 5 days.
5-day period. Okay. So, what is realistically, how many of these workshops could a person go in and be part of in one day?
There's very few that overlap. So technically they could do all 5 days, every single minute of every day from 9 to 5.
Okay, great.
But what our faculty are doing at our college, and I would urge any of you to do this, use this as we're all online right now. So use this as a lesson. We're assigning homework that says go to 4 workshops, go to 5 workshops. And most of our students say they can do it. It's not, you can fit in a workshop. Even if you're working, you can do one at lunch. We've got some lunch ones and late in the day. And then a lot of our faculty are doing extra credit if a student needs to make up an assignment. 2 of our faculty are going to go in with their class synchronously.
I'll be doing that as well, Kathleen. I'll be doing that as well. I'm excited.
That's great. Wow, that's really great.
Yeah, so they're bringing their whole class to a workshop, and then they're going to talk about it the next week. And so there are some that would really be appropriate. One of them is a curriculum class, and so she's doing some of the early childhood curriculum. So anyway, okay, next link, please. So we're excited. We're a little nervous, but so this is the video I keep showing everyone. So get your Kleenex out. Okay, that's it. 30 seconds.
You have a couple questions in the chat.
Yeah.
People are asking if the workshops will be recorded, is one of the questions.
Yeah, some of them will be, depending on the presenter and if they agree to that. They can record it and we can have that available, but it's not going to be available during that week. And that's, we just can't do that. So the idea is if they are going to agree to record it, maybe next semester we can do a recorded, you know, thing, or combine with LA and do our recordings. But we thought about it. We just can't make that available. We have too many workshops that are live. So so did you like the video, everybody?
Yes, I want one.
Yeah, well, we have links. You can just use it. But you can, you know, obviously this is kind of San Francisco. We got, you know, the bridges and the Bay Area. We tried to get some diversity. Some of those marches were in Oakland. So we wanted, that was to get young people who are in the social justice mindset, and the equity and racial justice mindset, to think, okay, I can take all that energy and go to teaching.
Where did the music riff?
Oh, well, we have a videographer that we actually are doing some short videos with, and he's doing 5 for us. The next one is going to be on STEM and CTE, and then we'll have one on career changers, so kind of featuring older people, you know, like not as old as me, but people that are, you know, those were young people in that video. It was lots of young
career changers.
Yeah. And so now we're going to do career changers, kind of saying, you know, I've been an accountant, I got laid off, and I want to teach math.
So Kathleen, are you working with a vendor, or is this your campus communications department?
Neither.
Okay.
Well, neither really. It's the man who is our video person went through our broadcast media department and now is doing short promo videos professionally. So he was a student. So it's kind of, he has this commitment to us. So, but he might be available to do more work.
Did he write the music riff for it?
He did everything.
That's a really powerful.
Yeah, he and I talked, and we said, you know, I kind of said, I want something to reach out to young people, harness the social justice energy, feature what's been going on in our communities, and make it kind of not just San Francisco. So he put the Bay Bridge, he put some Oakland marches, he put, you know, it's hard in 30 seconds to get our whole region. It's a huge region. We could have had the wineries and down in Monterey and everything, but, you know, it was just to punch the young energy. And
well, he captured it. I mean, in like 18 bars, he captured it majorly.
He did.
And to be able to run that for 30 seconds and have it, that's really amazing.
He says each 30-second video takes 30 hours. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And so just, we don't have to go to these other links, but we have some social media links that I think the big one probably is Instagram. We've had it up for just 2 weeks now. I think the first Instagram one, Instagram I think has the most. But anyway, you don't have to look at it, but just, you know, to do the social media for it. So anyway, all of you, please, I want to turn it over to Lea. Thank you, Lea. I'll introduce her because she developed the model, but please, everyone participate. Let's support each other's work. Any more questions I'm missing?
I've got a quick question, Kathleen. I am curious if your workshops, if it indicates if the person presenting is a credentialed teacher, or if they're going to do that by chance within their introductions. I know I'm giving 3 workshops for the LA region series. And when I submitted my form yesterday, I actually check if I was a credentialed teacher or not. So I'm wondering if that is happening with the with the Bay Area series as well.
I did ask for people, let's see. You know what, not the presenters. I had the list on the respondents. I think we can figure that out though. We do have San Francisco Unified folks presenting, especially in science and STEM. And I bet we have a number of credentialed teachers. I may have to tease that out a little bit.
Okay. It'd be a great resource that we could add to the Commons, because I know, like, I taped in an Ed 203 class this guest speaker, and I'm credentialed as a principal and a teacher. So we had that at the start of the video where I'm like, yes, I'm a credentialed teacher. And here's the hour of Renee talking. So that way, if we're going to put it up on the TPP site, if someone wants to use it, they can, you know.
Some folks actually described their work at San Francisco Unified. But we have a lot of folks that are still credentialed that are in our system too. But So I don't know if I specifically asked people to do that, but I would say all the social justice workshops, we've got, you know, really good workshops that, I mean, Ubuntu, teaching African-American children. I mean, just some really good things that are transcend our region and would be appropriate throughout. We've also got a Spanish language permit workshop on how to get an ECE permit in Spanish. And that one's, you know, filling up. So,
so are most of them people who are in the classroom or college instructors, consultants? Where does the group of
we have a lot
presenters
of
come
college
from?
instructors. In fact, the two I saw come on that are on here, Alice is from Chabot and Claire's from Gavilon. I think they're on this chat. I mean, on this, whatever it is, Zoom, it's a Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Their faculty are doing workshops. We're doing about 5, and it's mostly staff or faculty. So,
great.
Yeah.
A nice representation of team, a culmination of different.
Yeah,
entities
16
as a
community
team.
colleges are
Yeah,
represented.
that's so great.
And 6 higher ed.
Kathleen,
Okay, I'm gonna give it to LA.
which ones are bilingual, or and what is it all Spanish as the second language that you're offering, or
We
how
have
can
very few bilingual because there's limitations in the writing of it and then the response of it, like the Google Doc and the Zoom. You know, our Spanish language folks were saying, you know, what do I translate here? It was just hard. But we do have a Spanish permit workshop. We might have 2 in Spanish. I can't remember. We have 1 in Vietnamese. Our Chinese language one was very difficult to. We do have staff that speak Cantonese and Mandarin, and there is a demand, but it's the embedding the wording and the Zoom and the response, and it just got a little bit tough for her.
Yeah.
To figure out. Oh, and Claire is saying they have students presenting as well. Oh yeah, Alice. Okay, you're doing the other Spanish speaking cohort. So I saw we're doing one, Chabot's doing one, and then Claire has students. And it looks like Alice has some Spanish speaking students. So, you know, we'll see. I think they'll be great. Promote the workshops. Thank you. Lea, take it away. You're the
Impressive, Kathleen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, give props to Lea too.
Yeah, Lea, beautiful. Both of you. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a team, right?
I know. We have to beat LA though. That's
And
the
they
problem.
have a great
We gotta
team.
beat
I
LA.
know. Beat LA. That's their rallying cry.
It
So,
was. I put it out in the email. I said, they had a lot of students. We gotta get more.
yeah. So yeah, I actually didn't prepare anything because I think that we really should focus on the Teach for the Bay right now, because their workshop is next month. So I don't want to like you know, interfere with that. So anyway, I think they did a really good job. They had, like, as Kathleen mentioned, they have 50+ workshops that they put together. And I think she mentioned it, that they have even workshops in different languages, and not just Spanish, they also have one in Vietnamese.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was really, you know, it was really exciting to put that program for them. Just looking at the different workshops that they have. So for LA, the Teach for LA, all I have right now is our save the date. So as you can see, it's going to be from November 2 to the 20th. So it's almost a month, well, 3 weeks series. We try to avoid the week of Thanksgiving. And we also decided not to do any workshops during Elections Day and Veterans Day as well. And thanks to Renee for actually bringing that up.
That's kind of a stickler on that, but we need everybody to vote. So let's not go on to workshops on the 3rd.
Mm-hmm. So our flyer right now is actually located in the teachlarc.org website. And of course, our target audience are the same. You know, we practically would like to invite everyone, advocates and stakeholders, students, of course, teachers, community college, everyone pretty much in the field of education. We also try to encourage our teachers to use this as to give their students field work credit for it. So we're actually tagging workshops that are credentialed teachers. So I asked for our presenters to make sure that they let me know if their workshop is being conducted by current credentialed teachers. And I guess, thank you. I think, what am I saying? And again, thank you to Renee for that recommendation, actually. So all our workshops, we try to encourage all our presenters to record. So hopefully we will be putting our recording in the Teach LA website also, but later on, not right away, because that's a little bit hard to do. So far, we have 30+ workshops that have been submitted, and I really am very thankful to everyone for being so mindful of the deadline. But I'm actually leaving the submission form open because we have a few people who have very legitimate reasons that they couldn't submit it yesterday. So I'm going to leave it open for everyone. So for those of you who are actually interested and you have really something to say or a workshop that you already have ready, and if you still want to present, I would like to welcome you. I would like to invite you actually to submit your workshop. If you're interested, please email me and I will send you the submission form. What else? All right. Some of the things that are new in our virtual workshop this year in November, we're going to have a networking or career fair session where we're going to invite everyone, student, teachers, everyone to attend. And we're going to have a student panel first sharing their journey. And then everyone will be then divided into groups and go into breakout sessions. And then they will have a chance to very informal sessions with the CSUs to ask questions about their pathway as well as their programs. And then after that, they will go back and convene, and then we will have a raffle, a virtual raffle, which I'm really excited about.
Ooh, good idea. Lea, can you what day that will be happening?
And then we also have a keynote speaker session where we're going to invite Roy Juarez Jr. He was our keynote speaker during one of our conferences on ground, and he was spectacular. I think he really inspired the students. He will share about his experience when he was a homeless person and all the adversities that he had to face and how he was able to overcome that. And I think that's really important for our students to hear right now. So we're going to invite him back, and he will be our keynote speaker. And then for our another one is Road to Teaching will also be part of our virtual workshop series. So if you know Steve Bautista from Santa Ana College, he's been doing this. He's an expert in doing these conferences, and he'll be joining us as well. So we will be promoting his workshops as well. And then lastly, some of the presenters that we have invited Microsoft actually to join us, JSPAC. So Tony, if you know Tony, you know, he's the lead in with our JSPAC organization. So he'll be doing also a session, and also the Center for Collaborative Education. And so that's it. And I will give you guys, once our program is ready, then I will give you guys a more detailed presentation about our workshop. So thank you so much.
Lea, I was wondering if you might be able to share with us a date for submission if people were interested in, or groups were interested in submitting to present, and where they would submit that.
Yes, so actually our deadline was yesterday, but as I mentioned, I'm still waiting for other people to submit their workshops. So I have left it open. So if you are interested, or anyone is interested, you can email me at L Martinez. I'm going to put it in the chat too. L Martinez
Okay.
at riohondo.edu. And you can email me and I will forward you the guidelines as well as the form.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Kim.
Leah,
Oh, sorry, Leah.
sorry to interrupt. Could you please share what day Roy will be speaking and the time and the student panel with the raffle?
For Roy, I believe they have scheduled it. Cerritos is actually coordinating the keynote speaker. So I believe they had scheduled it November 6th, but we haven't decided on the raffle yet, on the networking career fair. I think I will probably do it towards maybe in the middle or towards the third week of the workshop series.
I wanted to add that I see a statewide virtual conference in the making here. I really do. I think, you know, next year it'd be great to add all these resources together. I want to shout out Angela Bevers from DVC's on this call, and they're doing a few workshops from Diablo Valley College also. So we've got a few of us on the call. Leah, we might have people in our region that want to do a workshop for your conference also. So I would say I can send it out to everyone in our regional collaborative also, and we might, especially if it's a repeat and they've already got it all together, why not do it for another audience?
I was going to ask you, Kathy, if, you know, some other people would like to offer the workshops again.
Yeah, I bet, I'm not going to speak for people, but I'm sure that there are some folks that would love to do it again. So
thank you.
I'll send it out.
Yeah. Kathleen, that would be phenomenal if we could work on a statewide.
Yeah.
You know, we do what we can in some of our smaller areas. I run a workshop every year, a conference on my campus. Last year I had a whole 150 people attend for my 9 hours for the day or whatever it was. But, you know, it's hard when we're in smaller areas. So being able to partner up would be phenomenal.
Absolutely. Great idea.
And for more rural areas where you're traveling along, I mean, in San Francisco, we can do a conference pretty easily in the Bay Area, but not for some of our rural areas where folks have to travel for a long ways. And I know this virtual format just breaks those barriers down. So
I just want to give a plug. I gave some of the workshops at the May series, or the conference that the LA region had in May. And just this week, I had 2 different follow-ups from one of my workshops. Also, I know that there's like light glaring on me and there's a dot. I'm trying my best to get rid of it. I can't, so I'm just going to put it on my nose. I don't know if hopefully you guys can see that. There's weird glares and stuff. But I did want to share with you, I did want to share with you that I gave a workshop in May on helping people become faculty. Like, how do you interview to become a faculty member in the community college system? And over the summer, I had a woman find me on Facebook, and she said, I saw your faculty interviewing webinar on YouTube. I watched it numerous times. I didn't know how else to reach you, and so would you help me? And so I've been coaching this woman for the past couple weeks now, and yesterday I found out that she made it to the level 2. She has been invited to a level 2 interview for a full-time faculty position. She's been adjunct. This is actually not even in California. She's in Nevada, and she's been adjunct for the past couple years, so this is a huge opportunity for her. And she'll be interviewing next Tuesday for the full-time position in the second round. So everybody be thinking good thoughts for this woman named.
Yes.
And then I do want to let you know also, just yesterday, I had a graduate student reach out to me and say, I'm finishing my program. I've watched your video on YouTube a few times about interviewing success, and can you help coach me? Because I'm going to start getting ready to like put in my applications and I need to know what to do. So here it is, this workshop I gave in May, that it is now the end of September, and I'm still helping people based on the content of that workshop. And so one thing though that I always put my email like somewhere within the presentation, but I'm gonna make sure personally as I'm doing these workshops to put it up bolder and more frequently in my workshop, maybe at the beginning and the end, because it made me disappointed that this woman had to literally try to search for me online, found me through Facebook, was hoping that I would answer the other message. Like, it wasn't like we were friends or anything. And so I had barriers that I didn't realize that I put up. And so I know that when I present for the Teach for LA workshops coming up in November, on all 3 of my workshops, I will have my email at the beginning, my email at the end. So that way, if those workshops end up on YouTube, or if people are sharing just the video portion, you want to make sure that your slides show who you are and how people can contact you. But just a big shout out to Lea, because I've reached people I never would have reached, and I greatly appreciate that. And we're always looking to help people, and man, what an honor to help people who are trying to become full-time faculty. So
That's amazing.
you, Lea, and also thank you to Kathleen for rolling out these workshops. This is what the field needs right now, and how beautiful that we don't have to travel for this. So what we're going to see for these next series is going to be similar to what we saw in spring. We're going to have people internationally attending our workshops. So please make sure you put California, Pacific time, whatever you can, to let them know that this is where it's happening. You would think with it saying Bay Area that they would realize that. They don't, because if somebody's from out of the country, they might not know Bay Area or LA or what we say. So this is great. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's continue to be a resource.
Right.
That's so great. That's really powerful, Renee.
It's super exciting. I'm excited for my students to attend. So yes, thank you. I would love to see this go statewide as well. What a great idea and an observation of where we're moving and just how awesome this is for students. Just so you know, we have 2 more Fieldwork Fridays that we'll be sending out information from closer to those dates. And if you have a timely topic to suggest, please feel free to reach out to me, Shannon, after the meeting, if there's something you would like to highlight. Next slide. I would like to share another save the date for the ACTEP convening. So we have sent this to our current membership list and former member list, as well as to those who we shared the link with, who have been coming to our COP meetings and inquired. And we want to make sure that we continue to share that this is open to others to join. Members have no cost, and if you are not a member at this time, it's $25, and there is a fee waiver open. So for those who are limited on their funding, please don't hesitate to reach out to us through the ACTEP website. You can see everyone's contact information, and I serve currently as ACTEP secretary and membership committee lead. So I'd be happy to connect with you, and all of our contact information will be on the last slide. So save the date. There are some fantastic speakers, including Keynote that's listed on the flyer, as well as another Keynote who will close, and just some fantastic workshops. Registration is not set up yet, so this is our save the date for the virtual convening on November 13th. As usual, we like to share our resources with you. So the link to the Canvas Commons project has been placed in the chat. It's also on this slide. CCCTPP Get Social. So follow us on, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. We do get a lot of people connecting lately through social media. And so we do record our meetings, and you can find those after this meeting on our website, teacherprepprogram.org. So we now want to open up conversation. The purpose of Fieldwork Friday is not just to give announcements and have guest speakers, it's also to connect. And this is many of our first time together since the semester began. So we're hoping to open up to discussion about what's working, what do you still need, any last ideas for the second version of the Canvas Commons project. So we'd welcome you to unmute and to chat with us. So Shannon, Renee, would we want to break out, or would we want to keep us in the group because we have a good number here?
This is a perfect amount. It's like we've got a 20-to-1 ratio. It's like we're in TK to 3.
Right. So we can stop sharing our slides and get a better view of each other. Perfect. So how's it going? We want to hear from you.
I do want to give a shout out. We have a new TPP coordinator that's with the group today. I actually just sent their contact information to Kathleen White and to Bobby Becca, so that way they can make sure that they include them on the Teach for the Bay listserv, and also the TPP general. We have a general map locator where anybody in the state or out of the state can go to the map, click, and when they look up Berkeley College, they'll make sure they have your contact info. I'm wondering if you want to jump on and say hi. No pressure if you don't, but if you'd like to, we'd love to introduce you to everybody.
Yeah, Berkeley's on there, but she's a new coordinator.
Yeah.
So yeah, great.
Hi. Yes, this is Miss Tapia. Please forgive me if I do not show my face right now. I had a massive migraine yesterday, and I feel like I'm in recovery right now. But I just want to say I'm feeling so welcomed by all of you, and I'm really excited to know that there's this network of colleagues out here in the Bay Area. I've been in the Port Alto Community College District as a professional development coordinator with Merritt College previously, and then faculty since 2009, or adjunct faculty, I should say. And been continuing to work in the field supporting students as an academic coordinator with apprenticeship programs. And so it's really exciting to be able to be a part of this group and to know that students are welcome. I've shared it with our faculty already, and I'm hoping that we can continue to grow our program and grow our field and grow our teachers because it's time. It's overtime, actually. It's overtime. And so as I mentioned before in the chat, social justice is educational justice, and educational justice is social justice. And so I'm so looking forward to continuing relationships that I've had before with different folks from the colleges in the Bay Area, and then making new ones. And so thank you so much for the welcome. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to participating in the conference for Teach for the Bay. I know our former education coordinator is going to be presenting, Dr. Joya Chavrin, and I will be there to support and continue to learn in this role. So I really appreciate all of your experience and knowledge that you have.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Miss Tapia, what is your first name?
I just saw that on the chat. My first name is Candida, or Candida.
It's very good to meet you. Thank you for being here today.
I'll go ahead and put it in the chat so everyone can see it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know,
Sorry.
Renee, I was just going to say, I was wondering if you would share the experience that you had this week meeting with Tony Thurman's people, and just the push that you gave for this field and how beautiful that was.
Sure, I will do that very briefly, though please know it wasn't just me. It was me, Kathleen, Kim, Deanna Hall from Ventura College, and Rachel Johnson from Ventura College. And we are part of the leadership team for the early childhood education community of practice, because in addition to the education community of practice, we have an early childhood one as well. And the early childhood community of practice had some very specific advocacy efforts that they've been working on all summer. And we were very lucky that when we sent a white paper up to Tony Thurman and his leads, we got the opportunity to meet with them earlier this week. And so we met with Sarah Neville Morgan, who is Deputy Superintendent. I'm sure many of you who are in EDU know who she is. And we had the chance to meet with her, and then also the head of special ed, the head of the early childhood division, and then a couple of their different consultants and other support staff that they have. And then also actually some other CDE leadership. It was a wonderful opportunity. Our focus of the meeting was on early childhood education, and we were specifically focusing on the practicum class, which is similar to the fieldwork class for us in EDU, in that those students need to get in the classroom and get a chance to work hands-on as much as possible. With COVID, and now with the extension of online learning moving into spring semester, we once again shared the necessity to get access to raw footage for classrooms. So that way, if we can't put the student in the classroom, we're going to bring the classroom to the student. And so that group was specifically advocating for ages 0 to 8, but I was incredibly explicit about the need for us to have ages 0 to 8 and also TK until 12th grade. And so one of the things that we were asking with the Department of Ed is there's actually some video footage that West Ed holds, but we as the community college system have to get permission from Department of Ed plus 2 other agencies in order to get that footage released. So we had really good, like it was great on meeting with CDE. They're going to try to help us to get that footage released. And so once we can get additional resources in terms of, TK through 12 for our EDU group, we will let you know as soon as possible. But please know we are working on getting at least videos right now of interviewed credentialed teachers. That's kind of, one way we've pivoted, but we are still actively trying to get that, that video footage of classrooms, of good quality classrooms and quality interactions with teachers. And so it was a great meeting on Monday. I felt optimistic about hopefully getting some support from them. And I think they were really appreciative to be able to hear what was going on in the field. One of the great things with the early childhood community of practice is we've had we've had great support with an EDU, but with an ECE, it's been significant. And it was so powerful to share with the California Department of Ed leadership team that our first meeting alone with the ECE COP had 250 people from 130 colleges and institutions and nonprofits in California. And so the moment we gave those data points, it was like everybody's ears grew like 10 times bigger. And so it was great because it just helped to showcase that we truly are, with these COPs, trying to get the voice of the field directly up to leadership so they could be responsive. And I felt like it was a very good meeting, and I really think there were quite a few aha moments for the leadership. Plus, we gave that hard plug for our footage. So we will let everybody know once resources trickle in, we're going to just email them out so people know. And then Shannon has been diligent about getting the second version of Canvas Commons up and running, mid-October. So that way there's going to be additional resources there. So we're trying, everybody. We're trying the best we can. So thank you so much for your support. And thanks for mentioning that, Kim.
Yeah, and I would like to add, being in that meeting, Kathleen and Renee both really conveyed a wonderful perspective on the relationship between ECE and K through 12 and the importance of bridging that gap. And so I was very appreciative of that as we were conducting this meeting, that they were able to bring that kind of to the forefront and put a little bug in the air that it's not just 0 through 8, it goes all the way up through 12. And so I was appreciative of that.
Yeah, I appreciated that they were willing to listen to that conversation and to really understand that we're just trying to meet as much need as possible.
Yeah.
So how's everybody's classes going? What gaps are you having? What successes are you having? I had a success this week. I spoke in an Ed 203 class. And it's been a while since I've taught one. I taught Ed 203, or Introduction to Teaching. I taught it for 24 semesters. So it was really fun to be a guest speaker. And I will tell you my success. I'm going to start off. So I log into the class, and I'm not a professor right now. I was for a long time, but I'm not right now. And I haven't been in COVID. And so the thing that shocked me is I logged onto the class on Wednesday night. And I was basically after introduction and, the agenda, so very early in the evening. And I was totally stunned that there were 25 black boxes with white names and nobody was showing their faces. And so I basically challenged the group because I'm like, look, you've got me here, and I don't want to be like super boastful, but man, I am such a networker and connector. And like, if I can see you, then I can help to get you hired later on. And so I basically was like, look, I need to see you guys. And if you can, I understand if you can't, but if you can, I challenge you to turn your camera on right now. And within a minute, it was like 10 or 13 of the cameras went on. It wasn't everybody, but it was a few. And most importantly, 2 of those 10 that showed their face emailed me afterwards, including one of them who is trying to get a job at the Boys and Girls Club, and I know the executive director. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like that, we got, like, it was a success. Maybe it wasn't everything, but it was a success. And for somebody who, this is totally uncharted for me. And so to go into a workshop and see all those black boxes as a speaker, it's so like not who I am. And so anyways, a small success, but other successes and challenges that people are having.
I think that speaks to the importance of building those relationships. Absolutely.
You know, Renee, I have one of my education students that I had last semester. So some of them are, you know, coming back, so they're comfortable with me. So cameras are kind of easy. But this student in particular was working for our child development program. And so when we went to deal with quarantine, our child development center is shut down right now. So she lost her job. And she was one of the sole providers for her family. So she got hired. She's cleaning offices right now, and she cleans in the evenings. My class starts at 4 p.m. This girl is on it. I don't care that you're cleaning toilets. Her camera is on, and she's listening, and she's participating. When she goes in breakout rooms, she has her wireless earbuds in so she can keep going. So we may not always see her face. We do see random places of offices, but she is there, and I don't care because she, you know, she's doing what she can right now. So I think that's a big benefit for some of these students. They don't realize that that's okay. So, you know, that piece is
just hearing this, Shannon, because the fact that you allowed that, you know, the fact that some of our K through 12 teachers are screaming at kids when a cat climbs on their lap or something like, I'm sorry, like I understand it's uncharted territory, but in the forefront of all of this, everybody is human and we need to show compassion and be kind. And so the fact that you are supporting this working woman who is out there and she's hustling and she's a student, and what a beautiful example of how we need to, like, and I'm saying this a lot lately, but how we need to humanize this virtual space. Congratulations to you for being a professor that is encouraging people to be who they are, but be able to contribute what they can. You know what I mean? And how fantastic for the other students to see that as a model, because a lot of students think they can't work and go to school at the same time and live. And when you see somebody who's just hustling and making it happen, then you kind of like get out of your hole of thinking your life is hard or bad or whatever. And you're like, wait a second, how do I pick myself up and become like that? You know, what a great example.
Should we go around and see if people want to contribute any strategies or challenges? We've had some folks we haven't heard from yet.
I can share a little something. I'm Connie Campbell from the San Diego County Office of Education, and I come from the university. I'm just now like 3 years in here. I was K-12, went to the university, and now I'm back. So we run an intern route to the Education Specialist Teaching Credential is one of the things our unit does. We've got 60 teachers going through right now, brand new in the classroom as interns during distance learning. Many of them are career changers, which is interesting. But what I wanted to share as a success is our unit also provides the mentor training for those people hosting student teachers in their classrooms. And we have about 125 master teachers taking that training right now. And I took one of the sections because we have so many. Normally I hire people to take the sections, but I'm so glad I did, because you would not believe the positivity we're getting in this training. You know, it's the 8 hours the CDC says if you host a student teacher, you need to have this training. And so we try to make it fun and good. And just they are sounding so positive. They're so phenomenal what they're saying in these chats and in their discussion posts. And ours is different because we actually have a facilitator on the back end of all that, responding back to them and encouraging them. But it's first of all so great to know that we had that many people in San Diego take student teachers willingly. And one of the most wonderful things is they're talking about how much they're learning from their student teacher in digital learning, which is what we all predicted. Like, please take them, you're going to learn a lot of things. But it's just so nice to hear what a positive experience they're having as a master teacher, and that our student teachers are having.
Connie, did you say all 60 were in a special ed intern credential?
Our path to the teaching credential is, yeah, we have 60 right now going through that program. Yeah. Then I moved over to this other thing that we provide, which is the training for master teachers and those supporting interns.
Wow, that's exciting. I just put in the chat, you should do a workshop for Teach LA about what you cover.
You know, I'd be happy to. I was going to email about that and ask what kinds of things, you know, would you, because I'd be happy to do, how do you become an intern? The intern path, I would be very happy to do something like that.
Yes, please, Connie.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Hi, yes, my name is Hua Pham, and I'm from Compton College. And I hi Lea. Nice to see you and Megan. I wanted to come to your meeting, Renee, on Monday, but I noticed the time was not a good time. So I wondered if you can consider a lot of college faculty, they work Monday through Thursday in the morning time. So if you could do something in the late afternoons, that would be really appreciative.
Yeah, I could talk to Lea about that too. It's funny because I put the, I'm going to do the becoming a faculty member interviewing workshop again for the LA region. And I put it Monday morning at 8 a.m. So would you prefer if I move that to one of the evenings and move one of my other ones to that morning one?
I'm just talking in general,
Okay.
in the afternoons. I am a full-time faculty member, so I would say pretty much Monday through Thursday from morning till 2, we're teaching and things like that. So anything in the afternoon, that would be good. Like, I know you can't do everything on Fridays because, you know, there's limited Fridays, but if you can consider that, to schedule it in the afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, may I say one thing? I don't know how I got connected to COP. I don't even know how I got connected to Jennifer Paris when I first started. I don't know, but I just want to say that all these meetings are a godsend for me. I just felt so alone and so frustrated in March, and just a lot of things, overwhelmed, I want to say. And so right after I have my classes, I literally, there's a million things to be done, but I literally would just turn on Netflix and veg out because I was so overwhelmed. I didn't even know what to do next. And I just sat there and vegged out on Netflix every day, even though there was like 10,000 things to do, but I was just so overwhelmed. So I'm so, so grateful for all these meetings and all these people. I haven't met any of you, just Megan and Lea, and it was through this COVID that I met you all. And so some of you have emailed, but I'm just so grateful, and thank you for including me. I don't even know how you got my email, but I'm just glad you did.
We miss you in our LA region meetings. Well.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be presenting about our COP at a conference coming up next month. And we've started to ask people for quotes that we can include. And so thank you for saying that, because we believe that what we're doing is impactful. When we met with Department of Ed on Monday, we talked about the most important outcome from all of this has been community, and that people feel that they have a place that they can go to, and they have friends they can talk to, whether it's a good day or a bad day. And that was something we were saying over and over when we met with Department of Ed, and we will continue to say that to any opportunities to talk to leadership, because during COVID, creating community, it's the best thing we could have done. What a wonderful investment of time. Thank you, everybody, for taking your time to be at these meetings.
We were also discussing yesterday, Renee, if you recall, the importance of these meetings in that this has not only impacted our profession, but it's impacting our personal lives. And so now we're taking a look at our profession from a more humanistic approach and needing to do that. And so I'm so grateful that you shared that. your experience. I've gone through the same experience, and it has been life-changing for me. So I'm so happy that we're here and able to grow together and continue learning together and supporting each other.
Any final comments? We have about 5 more minutes from people we haven't heard from. Victoria, Maria, Angela, Estella.
Maybe if you're not going to share anything directly, feel free to share any thoughts for the second Canvas Commons edition in the chat. We know we have polled folks before and we've asked and received feedback. So we're working on the 10-hour course, pulling videos to be separate, and special ed, bilingual ed, more workshops, more resources, anti-bias, anti-racist, social emotional learning, educational technology. If you have a link or information, you can share that with me or Shannon, because we are helping to input this into the second version. So in the chat, in email, please let us know. We're kind of at the last minute, but we are not done collecting ideas. I see in the chat more best practices for online teaching. Yes, we're doing a faculty section of this edition that includes some ed tech resources for students and the teachers. So things from ISTE and things from the Q organization, for example.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, this is Maria Adams. I just want to say thank you because I'm from Norco College. And I mostly teach the special ed classes, and some of the things that we have trouble finding is videos, quality videos that we can share with the students. I'm the one who teach the practicum. We did not teach it this semester, so we're hoping that we can offer it during the winter. So one of the challenges is trying to figure out if we can actually be allowed to be on the community. And if not, what kind of videos I can show to my students to get somehow the feeling of working with a child with special needs, even though it's not going to be the same when you're one-on-one and working with them directly. So that's one of my challenges that I have, finding videos with children with special needs and working directly with a teacher. So that's one of the things that I would love to have. But other than that, I mean, it's all these resources that you share is being wonderful. Right now I'm teaching challenge and behavior, and I'm teaching other special ed classes. So I've been able to pull out videos from some of the sources that you have shared, and I'm sharing them with my students via online. So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Maria. We're going to be working specifically on the special ed component. Again, that is near and dear to my heart. So I have a split position at my college. So I am our education instructor, but I also teach all of our guidance studies courses. So I work with all of my special ed students at the college level as well. So excited to hear that and see that this is continuing to grow. So I would suggest reaching out to some of your community partners. Just be diligent. I've been really diligent with pushing with a lot of my community partners within the K-12 realm, and I've had some success at receiving videos from them in the current situation. I know that's not face-to-face teaching videos, but they're recording their Zoom sessions. And through my MOUs, I've been able to get a hold of some of those videos for my classes specifically, and I'm embedding them. So my students can watch them in our Canvas course, but they can't take the information outside of the course. So there are ways to work through that process. It does take some diligence on your part. I'm sure that my human resource department in my area is tired of hearing from me, but I email them often because I want to make sure that we're staying on the same page. So let me know if you need any support along the way and some suggestions that I've found that have been beneficial.
I also put in the chat the ECE video bank.
Thank you. I will definitely reach out to you, Shannon, because I know it's been a struggle trying to figure out how to get more quality videos, but definitely I will. Thank you for the offer. I will do that.
One thing I can do, Maria, is because I do teach special ed at the college, I know it's not K-12, I record all of my sessions, and if I get approval from my students because they're over 18, I can share those videos with you as well, and just so you can see what it's like teaching on Zoom with students with special needs.
Great. I want to put my email in the chat box so you can have it. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.
It's 11:30 and we were so glad to spend some of our morning together with you. So we just want to thank you for coming. We'll see you at the next Fieldwork Friday. I lost the slide. It is at the end of October.
October 30th.
Thank you. Same time, same channel. No, actually there'll be a new Zoom link, right? Anyhow, we can stay on for just a minute. If anyone has an individual question you'd like to ask, we can stop the recording. We're so glad to see you. We'll see you next time.
I have just a quick question. Maria, are you part of the early childhood community of practice?
Yes.
Okay, great. Because Rachel has been collecting videos. I put her email in the chat. And so if there's any specific videos you're looking for, you let us know. And if we don't have them, we'll find them or we'll make them. And so it's just a matter of if you're like, hey, I really am looking for a 4-year-old mild moderate special ed classroom, let us know. Because if we can find it, we'll do it. It might not be perfect. It won't be like, it'll be us videotaping, but we'll try our best.
Thank you. Appreciate it.